First of all, in reference to the ball game late Saturday night, Fresno State's really playing well. Coach Tedford's done a remarkable job with his old school. We knew going into the game to win the game, we'd need to really have to generate some field position, win the turnover margin, and we were not able to do either one of those two things. We did get a fairly good start offensively, but we were not able to maintain that, and our point production was reflective of that. The other thing that really became apparent, the field position was not, I wouldn't say favorable, because we need to do things to generate field position, i.e. either through takeaways or a kicking game or flip the field over offensively. And so playing against a good football team, we did not do that. I thought, most of the conventional runs that Fresno State did, we defended fairly well, but they really mixed in some very timely quarterback runs. And then the quarterback made some nice plays in the passing game. And so we got beat by a good football team. It was not I didn't think, a competitive game for certainly later on as the game went along. So we got whooped up on pretty good. It was a pretty tough stretch with Hawaii and Fresno. We had some challenges getting back, but our team hung together and we were able to get back. And we got a big challenge this week. Utah State, I think, is playing excellent football. They're 5-1. Their only loss was a very competitive game against Michigan State on the road. Jordan Love has thrown the ball close to 69%. They're averaging close to 52 points a game, so you're looking at a very prolific offense. They're playing stingy defense, and they're finding ways to win. They're +5 in the turnover margin, so a big challenge for us. There's still a lot of season left. Our guys have a will to fight. I know that. There was a disappointment in our locker room, and we spent quite a bit of time as our trip came back. And, I think we've got good leadership on this football team. Also, fortunately, I think we're probably as healthy as what we've been. We went through the game without any injuries that I know of. We'll find out a little bit about C.J. Colden as a week goes along here, but from that standpoint, we were able to get through the game without sustaining a significant injury. So at this time, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions anybody might have. Yes, Robert.
I know offensively it continues to be a struggle, and I'm sure frustrations too. But as we're deep in the season, what do you try to do to rectify as far as personnel changes or schematic changes? I know you're not going to reinvent the wheel necessarily.
Right. Well, I think we need to look at personnel changes. There'll be some things that we do, some schematic things that we need to do. There's times we've run the ball fairly effectively, and then what'll occur is we've got to be more consistent as far as, not shooting ourselves in the foot with a timely penalty or something like that, or an untimely penalty. So we're certainly scratching our heads to generate points. It's going to be important. We've gone 2 games without a touchdown, and it's going to be hard to beat people, particularly good people on the road, without scoring some points. Other questions? Yes.
Craig, where do you feel Tyler is right now, the quarterback, compared to where he started? Has he improved the way you would hope?
I thought last week he did some good things in the game, but obviously and not where we needed him to be. He'll need to make some better reads, and our completion percentage needs to improve. He threw the ball okay at times. Other times I didn't think he threw the ball particularly well. And so we'll take a hard look during the course of this week what he's got to do better. But, I think there's some things we need to do to work on. We have a real problem offensively right now extending drives because our third down percentage, conversion is so poor. And so we're working. A lot of times it's not third down and longs, it's third down and makeables. So we're working hard on that. Yes, Robert.
You look at everything. Is there any particular groups or individuals as far as maybe possible personnel changes you'll be looking at this week?
We're going to look at it all. I'm probably not going to tell you which ones we are, but we're going to take a hard look at some things. Yes.
Do you think, did it appear to you that Fresno put an extra emphasis on the passing game? Because it's the first time we've really seen Nico shut down.
I think Fresno, You know, while you look at their defensive players, they have good players. I wouldn't say a bunch of, standout NFL guys. I just think that they're really well coached and they play hard, and their scheme matches up well against ours. And, we were just having a really, really difficult time.
I noticed that Austin Conway is listed as one of the wide receivers this week. Is that integrating him back into the system?
Yeah, Austin, that depth chart with receivers is pretty fluid. A lot of those guys play, and so we're happy to have Austin out there, though. Yes, Robert.
When you look at them, you mentioned they're pretty cool defensively in Utah State. What's, those are a lot of the same guys. Is it just maturity, another year?
Well, I think Jordan Love has really added a great dimension for them, and he played a little bit against us last year. But he's throwing the ball really well. Their offensive coordinator does a great job dialing up some schemes. They spread the field out, then they tempo you, and that's been a challenge from us from time to time, so we'll need to work hard on that. But I think the biggest thing is their quarterback is playing lights out. And, if you're playing really well at quarterback, you got a shot to be pretty good. Yes.
You mentioned how well they played against Michigan State. Are they about as good as you guys have seen?
They're certainly one of the better teams, and I think they're playing with a great deal of confidence. We are excited about being back at home. It seems like forever since we've been here, and so we're excited about that. Yes.
There's still a lot of fight in this team.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wants to be where
No.
things are at now. But you get a sense that I'm sure everyone's disappointed, but is morale still good? Is that something
Yeah.
a big concern with this group right now?
No, you know what? They're a really resilient group, and there is a lot of pride. They certainly did not, and we did not anticipate our record being reflective of where we're at. However, we knew going in and looking at this schedule, it was going to be challenging. But other than overcoming some sleep deprivation from some really tough trips, I think these guys have got a really good attitude. And so, it's always helpful to get back out to work. We'll have a great spirited practice today.
Being or becoming bowl eligible, is that something that you're focusing on right now, or are you just don't want
No, I can tell you right now we're looking at Utah State, and our football team is in no position to try to take a long-range look. We need to take a look at what we got to do to get this win. I think there's some callers on the line.
Yeah, hey Craig, this is Davis.
Okay, Davis. Mm-hmm.
You guys have had some success in tempo offensively. The 2-minute drive against Wofford, the last drive against Hawaii to get down there, ran out of time. Tyler mentioned last week that he's comfortable with that. He would like to do more tempo. Is using tempo more regularly? Is that something you guys have talked about or might look at to try to spark going in the passing game?
Yeah, we've kicked that around. Sometimes you gotta be artful about when you use tempo in the offense, but that's certainly been something that we've discussed.